Every evening, right around dinner time, my kitchen looked calm, but it never felt calm. The food was on the table, the lights were warm, and my son would look down at his plate and say, "I don't like this." Not yelling, not crying, just refusing. And suddenly, I was negotiating. Just one bite. How about 3? Okay, what if mommy makes something else? I wasn't angry. I wasn't trying to control him. I was just tired. And honestly, I was just trying to get through dinner. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want tears. I didn't want another night ending with guilt. His and mine. And here's what I didn't see back then. Everything I was doing out of love was quietly teaching his brain something I never intended. And once I understood that, dinner stopped being a battlefield. Not because I added more rules, but because I learned why the struggle started. And that's where our story begins. After a while, I started asking myself something deeper than, why won't he eat? I started wondering, why does dinner feel so heavy? Why does a simple plate of food turn into tension every single night? Because when I looked closely, the battle wasn't really happening at the table. It was happening inside both of us. Toddlers are wired to be cautious with new foods. In science, it's called neophobia, the brain's natural hesitation toward anything unfamiliar. Think of it like an automatic door. When you approach gently, it opens. But when you push too hard, it locks. Not because they're picky, not because they're stubborn, but because to a young brain, new doesn't mean exciting. It means, is this safe? And every time I leaned in and said, just try it, it's good, I promise. What I thought, if he just tastes it once, he'll see it's not scary. 1 bite leads to 2, 2 leads to familiar. What his brain heard, she's pushing. I need to protect myself. His brain didn't hear reassurance. It heard pressure. The more I tried to help, the more he resisted. Not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly refusing. It's like a rubber band. The harder I pulled, the stronger he pulled back. Not because he wanted to fight, but because that's what brains do when they feel controlled. Even gently, even with love. The harder I tried to manage the moment, the more dinner became a power struggle neither of us wanted. Looking back, I can see it so clearly now. 4:30 p.m. Honey, you hungry? Have some crackers. 5 p.m. Here's a juice box for the car. 5:30 p.m. Just a little cheese stick. Dinner soon. I thought I was being kind. I thought I was preventing meltdowns. But by 6 o'clock, his body didn't need dinner. His stomach was full. His appetite window already closed. And I was sitting there, confused, asking him to eat when his body was saying, "Mom, I'm good." Not defiance, just satisfied. So I was sitting at the table, asking him to try, while his body had no reason to explore food. No curiosity, no motivation, no openness. My child wasn't being difficult. His body was confused. And once I saw that, everything shifted. Dinner wasn't failing because I wasn't trying hard enough. It was failing because the structure was missing. Sometimes, children don't need more encouragement. They need clearer signals from their body. So I stopped. Not dramatically, not overnight, but I stopped blaming myself. I stopped trying to fix my child, and I started asking a different question. Not, why won't he eat, but what's missing from this picture? That's when I noticed something. Not a trick, not a hack, but a structure. A structure so quiet, most people don't even see it's there. And once I saw it, everything changed. After that realization, I stopped asking myself how to make my son eat. Instead, I started asking something else. How do other parents make dinner feel lighter? Not perfect, just calmer. That's when I started noticing something about French families. French toddlers were eating artichokes, mussels, strong cheese, foods my son wouldn't even look at. And I remember thinking, what do French parents know that I don't? Because it wasn't about the kids. French children aren't born with different taste buds, but their parents approach dinner very differently. At first, I thought this sounded strict, maybe even a little cold. But the more I looked at it, the more I realized it was actually very kind. In French homes, the roles are very clear. I decide when dinner happens, what goes on the table. My child decides whether to eat and how much. That's it. No negotiations, no backup meals, no pressure to finish. And here's the part that surprised me most. This isn't about forcing kids to eat. It's about removing the battle entirely. Because when the boundary is clear, children don't have to fight it. Nah, just one more bite. You haven't eaten anything. Let me make something else. But one meal, a predictable time, a calm table. Children need two things at the table. Structure, so they feel safe. Their body knows, okay, this is dinner time. This is what we do. And autonomy, so they don't feel controlled. They get to decide, do I want this? How much? Before, I was giving autonomy. What do you want to eat? Chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, but no structure. So his body never learned to trust the rhythm. Or I was giving structure. Dinner is at 6. You need to eat what's on your plate, but no autonomy. So his brain felt trapped. Too much control, resistance. Too little structure, confusion. The French rule holds both. And that balance, that's what his nervous system was asking for all along. And when I tried this mindset at home, not perfectly, not bravely, just quietly, something shifted. Dinner stopped being a test and started being a container. Structure doesn't make children rigid. It actually frees them. Because when kids know, this is dinner, this is what's offered, their nervous system can relax. And relaxed bodies are far more open to food. But here's the thing. This rule alone didn't magically make my son eat vegetables. What actually changed our dinners wasn't louder, wasn't bigger. It was something much smaller, much gentler. And it happened in the space between the food and the words. That night, I didn't change the food. Same broccoli, same plate, same time. But I changed the way I spoke. For the first time, I didn't ask, do you want to eat it? Instead, I said something much smaller. What color do you see? Is it crunchy or soft? Does it smell sweet or salty? And something shifted. He didn't pull away. He didn't push the plate. He didn't cry. He just explored. He poked it. He smelled it. He pressed it with his fork. And then he looked up at me. Not for approval, not for permission, just curious. And inside, I wanted to jump up. I wanted to cheer, yes, you touched it, you smelled it. But I just smiled, very gently, and said nothing. Because I knew the moment I made it a big deal, it would stop being his. He didn't eat it that night, but dinner felt different. There was no tension in my shoulders, no countdown in my head, no quiet panic about, is he eating enough? And for the first time in a long time, dinner didn't feel like a test. Because when I stopped asking him to eat and started inviting him to notice, his brain didn't need to protect anymore. It could explore. And curious hands are far more open than scared ones. I wasn't there to convince him. I was just there to keep the space calm enough for his body to decide. And that was enough. That one moment didn't change everything, but it changed something deeper. Not just dinner, but the way I saw my whole role as a parent. And what happened next surprised me most. That moment with the broccoli didn't change everything overnight. There was no sudden miracle. No child suddenly asking for vegetables, no perfect dinner the next night. But something quiet had shifted, and over the next couple of weeks, 3 moments stayed with me. Not because they were dramatic, but because they were so unexpected. It was a Thursday night. He didn't push the plate away. He didn't say, I don't like this. He just stared at it. 30 seconds, that's all. But inside me, every muscle wanted to jump in. Just try it, smell it, touch it. I could feel the words rising. So I did something harder. I stayed quiet. He picked it up, not to eat, just to smell it. Then he put it back down, and that was it. No bite, no praise, no comment. But that moment mattered, because for the first time, he chose to engage. Not because I asked, but because the space felt safe enough. About a week later, something small happened. He touched a carrot, then another one, and he looked up at me and asked, Mom, why is this one smooth and this one bumpy? I froze, not because it was complicated, but because I'd spent months asking him questions about food. Do you want to eat it? Can you try one bite? Is it yummy? And here he was asking me questions instead. Better questions. Questions I never thought he'd care about. I didn't rush in with nutrition facts. I didn't say, see, you like it. I just said, They're the same vegetable, just prepared differently. He made a face, didn't eat more, and somehow that was still a win, because curiosity had replaced fear. And then one night, nothing happened. No staring, no questions, no food experiments. He ate his rice, skipped the vegetables. I ate my meal. And suddenly, I noticed something. Sounds I hadn't heard in months. Not silence, but dinner sounds. Fork touching plate, gentle chewing, a glass being set down. No crying, no negotiating, no countdown in my head. Just dinner. Normal, beautiful, boring. What surprised me most wasn't what he ate. It was how calm I felt. Dinner wasn't a test anymore, and neither of us was failing. And this didn't just change dinner. It changed how I saw my whole role as a parent. Because if my child could trust his body at the table, what else could he learn to trust himself with?
It's been a few months now. Dinner doesn't look perfect, but we're not fighting anymore.
After all of this, I realized something quietly important. Dinner was never really about vegetables. It was about trust. Trusting his body to know when it's hungry. Trusting the process to unfold without pressure. And trusting himself to make his own choices. For a long time, I thought being a good parent meant stepping in faster, talking more, trying harder. But what actually helped wasn't trying harder. It was having a structure. Not a perfect routine, just a clear boundary. So my child didn't have to fight it. And when dinner stopped being a test, it became something else. A place where no one was failing. A place where nothing needed to be proven. Just a meal. Together. I don't know what food your child refuses right now, but I do know this. You're not behind. You're not doing it wrong. And you're definitely not alone. If you feel like sharing, I'd love to hear your story. What food has become a battle in your home? Or what tiny moment surprised you this week? Maybe you tried the sensory questions or just stayed quiet. Not to fix it, not to judge it, just to sit together in it. You're doing better than you think.